I'm here to talk about CrowdStrike's acquisition of Signal and why it matters to you, even if you're not a customer of either one of those vendors. So first up, let's talk about what Signal is doing and why I think this is so important. And I'm a big fan of this approach, by the way, which is to utilize a standards-based approach to provide a mechanism for distributed and disparate components to exchange messages about identity, device, and overall access context, feed that into a centralized policy decision point platform, and enable organizations to then use that platform to express these really rich set of access policies that utilize a very broad set of contextual information across identity, device, network, workload, et cetera, including things like business processes around that. So this is a really big part of the vision of what zero trust and zero trust access policies are or really should be about. And kudos to the Signal team and the CrowdStrike team for making this acquisition. I think that this type of solution, number one, the fact that it's based on standards, so the standard called the Shared Signals Framework, which is all open, part of the OpenID Foundation, and its protocols for expressing these security events and a mechanism, a protocol for setting up publisher and subscriber relationships is really important. And I think this is a very interesting step forward for CrowdStrike. Obviously, CrowdStrike is a very large player in the device management or device monitoring security context arena, the EDR or the XDR arena. And having Signal in there as a policy decision point and a policy design center is going to allow them and their customers to express in this very rich way these access policies, utilizing the increasingly deep and broad set of capabilities or signals that come from both their platform as well as a larger ecosystem of platforms, larger ecosystem of vendors. And that's really why this, I think, is going to have a big impact on the industry. I think it's going to amplify and really accelerate the adoption of this protocol called Shared Signals Framework and the underlying element called CAPE across vendor elements. So now that there's a big player in the space that said, look, we're using this CAPE standard, that smaller or mid-sized organizations or vendors or platforms will now be much more incented to start supporting and utilizing that protocol. So now imagine, even if you're not using Signal and CrowdStrike, but you're using other platform providers that are now supported, that support that protocol, it'll be much easier in a checkbox fashion to say, oh yes, I want to enable this as a subscriber. I want to enable this as a consumer or a publisher of these events, and then start to glue those together and to utilize whatever your chosen design center is to create and express these really rich access policies. So this is really where we as an industry need to go, so that you can tie your access policies in a way that is both standardized and reliable and is utilizing this really rich set of context that you can now sew together from whatever sources are in your environment, whether it's an XDR system, an identity system, a service desk system. So this is really, I think, a big step forward in terms of both our vision and our execution around zero trust. I really look forward to seeing the impact on the industry. Again, congratulations to this team at Signal. Great job here. So that's my commentary. Thank you and have a great day.